So, all my friends have arrived in Melbourne, and I am totally not jealous in the slightest. So, I'm just going to jump on Battle Spot to ease my sorrows of not being able to be there. Could have been there if I'd have been top 8 in Europe, but I was 17th, so not even close. And, I don't know, it was a bit too expensive, and I would have had to miss over a week's worth of university. So, not worth it. Still hopefully going to Brazil though, although the fights have got a bit more expensive, so we're going to have to see about that. I did just ladder up a little bit off screen, just to get me a decent rating. I just won 3 in a row just before recording this, so that was nice. Actually starting to climb the ladder. Hopefully we can catch Miller at some point, because he's first in the UK at the moment, even though it says that Edu is, which is quite funny. But there we go. Because I've never actually laddered on battle spot above the 1800s before, because most of my practice is on Showdown, and I've got 3rd on the ladder on Showdown before, but haven't been as successful on battle spot. But that's because I haven't properly laddered. Most of my playing on battle spot has been for YouTube, so I do try and take that seriously and try and win all the matches, obviously, but obviously I want to use some fun stuff. So we're going to find quite a high rated Japanese guy. So I'm recording this around the time that the Japanese would be around, I would assume, but that's a team that loses to Trick Room if it goes up, so let's see if I can get it up. So I do want either Executor or Nihiligo here. I'm pretty sure I want Nihiligo. So if I can deal with a Garchomp straight away, or at any point, then the Nihiligo will look really good. So I do want to try and get Trick Room with Nihiligo. I'll lead with Lele as well to cover a Garchomp, because then I can just protect and Moonblast it. The Whimsicott can be a little bit of an issue. I do need my Marowak for the Celesteela. No, I don't really want Executor here, unfortunately, even though that's one of the most fun ones. It's either Celesteela or Gyarados. And Gyarados looks good if I can pair it with Marowak and he doesn't have Discharge, but he's got Garchomp, so probably has Discharge. But that would be good against the rest of his Pokemon. It would be particularly good against the Celesteela as well. Like, it would be able to beat the Celesteela one-on-one. And I wouldn't just have to rely on Marowak, so I'm going to go with Gyarados. Just need to either take out the Garchomp so Nihiligo can do stuff, or take out the Koko so Gyarados can do stuff. That should be my plan going into this. We will see. If he doesn't leave with Garchomp, I should be able to get Trick Room up, because no one's going to roar an Nihiligo with Arcanine turn 1 when it's a best of 1. So it is Garchomp. Okay. So is he going to protect Earthquake? Is he just going to Brownian Z? Because this is like the freest switch into Gyarados. I'm glad I brought Gyarados now, because I can't get Trick Room up this turn. But, well, to be fair, I know that I'm slower than both his Pokemon. Almost certainly the Arcanine. Potentially faster than the Arcanine if it's super bulky. But he doesn't know. He doesn't know. He could be Scarf Garchomp and just go for Earthquake. The safest play is absolutely to switch into Gyarados here and go for Moonblast onto Garchomp. Could very easily switch into something like Celesteela here. I can see a Celesteela switch from his Garchomp and a Flare Blitz onto my Lele. I can definitely see that. Celesteela would be a very good switch here against both my Pokemon, so maybe I should have considered that a bit more, but I want to try and get rid of the Garchomp as quickly as possible so that Nihiligo will improve a lot. It's Arcanine going into Celesteela, hopefully. I guess into Whimsicott, so don't protect your Garchomp, please. That would be ideal. Because either he doesn't have Celesteela or Koko, so that makes things a lot better. Don't protect, please. Just go for Brownian Z into Gyarados. That would be the funniest. If it's Poison Jab, that's fine. I take that easy because of the Intimidate. It's just going to be Earthquake. So he's breaking his own potential sash on the Whimsicott, so I'm more inclined to believe that's the Normalian Z one with the Nature Power. But yeah, with the Intimidate, that's doing nothing to Lele. And I've got rid of the Garchomp, so my Nihiligo looks really, really nice now. Hopefully, it's Koko now. I'm hoping for Koko over Celesteela. So that's really good, getting rid of it straight away. I would assume it's Scarf if we just went for Earthquake, but there we go. Because he did Earthquake in front of potential hidden Power Ice from Nihiligo. So, back into Arcanine, that's absolutely fine. So now, that leads me to think he's got Wild Charge. Because surely, well, if he had Koko, you surely go into Koko there. So maybe he does have Celesteela. But I think another very safe play from me would be to go for Waterfall onto Arcanine and switch into my Marowak. Can't really see how switching into Marowak can go wrong here. Because he either Flare Blitzes the Lele, or maybe Snarls, I guess. That would do a reasonable amount to Marowak, but not much. But this should be, again, very safe. From the Wild Charge that's going to be coming from this Arcanine. Ta-da, hopefully. Ta-da. Ta-da. Brilliant. So now, because I'm intimidated, I won't knock out the Arcanine, but now I'm in such a good position, because he can't do anything to my Marowak here, unless he has, like, Crunch on his Arcanine, but that's very unlikely. I ran Crunch right at the beginning of the season on my banded Arcanine, but then Marowak disappeared, so Crunch isn't necessary anymore, and there's so many better moves on Arcanine, but this is really nice. So, what was the potential? It was Koko, Celesteela, and Lele. Okay. So Marowak looks really, really good against everything now. The only thing that would threaten it would be his own Lele. That would be the worst case. So I don't want him to have brought his Lele. But don't I just get a double knockout here? Because nothing on the in the back wants to take Flare Blitz, so I should just get a double knockout here, right? Yeah, I do. So there was nothing he could do. Don't get to see what his last Pokemon was, but there we go. Marowak did basically just win because he would either had to he would have had to protect something and then switch in the, like, this is assuming he's got Lele. If he's got Koko or Celesteela, I'm pretty sure I just instantly win. But if he had Lele in the back, then he had to protect and sack one of the Pokemon, then bring the Lele in, and potentially be able to knock on my Marowak that way. But yeah, as soon as we got rid of Garchomp turn 1, that's one of the main things to think about. You get rid of, it's usually either the Garchomp or the Koko, or the Celesteela. Those are the main three that you want to focus on getting rid of as quickly as possible so that the rest of your Pokemon can win. So 1750s, not bad, not bad. A lot of those losses were when I was using my Swift Swim week of streaming with all the Surskits and the Psyducks. So now I've got, even though it looks a little bit less serious than it should be, than it is, more like, then like this team is actually reasonably legit, I would say. But that's going to be an interesting team. I haven't seen a Lapras for a while. Yeah, this is interesting. He's got 3 water types. So do I want to bring Executor to this one? Because Executor underspeeds everything. He's got his Finny, which will stop Sleep Powders, but then I can switch in my Lele. The only issue would be if he leads. No, his Lapras actually would threaten Executor a lot. I do still want to bring Executor though. I think Nihilego looks pretty good, and I can get Trick Room up that way, and then bring in my Executor. I won't be able to go for the Z Trick Room, but I'll be able to Leaf Storm things. That should be fine. Don't really want to go with Gyarados here because of the 3 water types, but then, well, I guess he's got his Togedemaru as well, but then if I get my Splash up, then that would be really good, but he's got his Milotic, and that does scare me off a little bit. I think I do want Celesteela here. Well, he's got Incineroar and Togedemaru, actually. Maybe I want to reconsider that. I don't really want Marowak because he's got 3 water types, but then that's still really good against the rest of it. I'm going to bring Executor. And I'm going to go with Gyarados. Because I want to get Trick Room up and then be able to Earthquake everything. So, Celesteela was probably more optimal, but too late now. I'm going to wish I brought Celesteela now, aren't I? Because if I like, get rid of the Togedemaru and Incineroar really quickly, then I'm going to regret that, but having 2 things that hit it reasonably well did scare me off. And Water hits it very well. Not as much as if I get my Psychic Seed up, but Togedemaru and Muck, okay. But he can't fake out. Do you reckon he's got the Corkscrew Crash Gyro Ball that's going to knock out me instantly? Him not being able to fake out is quite nice. I don't have Marowak to protect my Gyarados from Zingzaps. That's going to be an issue. I think I probably do want Trick Room up. He didn't show an Air Balloon, did he? I didn't miss the Air Balloon, because then he's probably Sash Togedemaru. This is a bit of an awkward position. I'm going to Trick Room. And I'm going to switch into Gyarados. Please don't Zing-Zap my Lele. That would be less than ideal. Let's see, because unless he's my special Iron Ball Togedemaru, I'll be able to get an Earthquake onto it in the Trick Room. And they're both physical attackers normally, so the Intimidate will help. It is Zing-Zap onto Nihilego. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's what I wanted. Please don't flinch. Please don't flinch. Sad. Very sad. I think I can still Earthquake, though. Because he's intimidated, the Zing-Zap won't do that much. Like, it will do a reasonable amount, but... okay. Now, he can't knock out my Nihilego again. Because knockoff won't do as much now that my berry's gone. But I don't want to just Earthquake as I'm Trick Rooming, that wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, I think I will just protect an Earthquake. I should, like, reasonably survive a Zing-Zap, but the flinch was very unfortunate, and I don't think I can get Trick Room out with Nihilego now, so... Oh, wow, okay, I will absolutely take that. Because now it should bring the Togedemaru down to its Sash. Presumed Sash, because there was no Air Balloon, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, there's the Sash. And that does just half to Muck, which is really annoying. But there's no berry. Interesting. It's Black Sludge, okay. Fair enough. So he's really threatened by this Nihilego, it seems. So I'm going to deny him that. And I'm just going to Earthquake again. Because my Executor can take an Earthquake very nicely. Because he was probably predicting my Protect on the Gyarados there. Or I'll switch out maybe, but... I can take a Zing-Zap. Surely, I'm a bulky Gyarados, and he's been intimidated. And it's the Togedemaru. Okay, he's switching out. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I got my Gyarados in before his Milotic was in, so that's really nice. My Executor, so long as you're not Poison Jamming Nihilego, that wouldn't make as much sense, but it could be a reasonable play. We're going to see Mago Berry, and yeah, well, we already saw Black Sludge, but yeah. Unless we crit the Muck, it's going to be able to get off an attack. Hopefully no Poison Jab Poison onto my Gyarados is probably what I'm expecting. It's just knock off, and both my Pokemon can take that with ease because they're both holding Z Crystals. Now, does he have Ice Beam on his Milotic? So I think I'm in a very free position to see Splash here. I should be able to Splash. Right? Because he can't really threaten either of my Pokemon. He had Togedemaru, and what was the other stuff he had? Do I want to try and Trick him or just Leaf Storm? I think it might be better to actually switch back into Nihilego here, because he's surely going to Poison Jab my Executor. Have I used my Berry on my Nihilego? Oh, I got knocked off, of course it did. But I'm going to be able to Z-Splash here. May not be getting up Trick Room, but Executor can be useful against the Togedemaru. It'll be useful because it'll be able to resist the Zing-Zaps and it's on 1 HP, so any attack will do. But it is Ice Beam, okay, so that's into Gyarados, so fishing for the freeze, I guess, which he gets. Lovely, lovely. It's going to be Poison Jab. That's really nice, isn't it? Because that was the freest splash in the world, but apparently it wasn't free. Good. So, that does make things awkward. I can take out the Muck now with a Power Gem. But I don't know if his Milotic outspeeds me or not. We don't know, but hopefully I'm going to Thaw. That would be ideal. But Nihilego does outspeed Milotic as expected. He would have to be quite fast to outspeed my Nihilego, but Adrenaline Orb, Milotic's are run faster than my Nihilego normally, so gonna see if I can take a Scald, if he's reasonably specially invested or not. No, it'll be close. Nihilego's got amazing special defense. Okay. Yeah, no crit, so yeah, that was probably close. I didn't expect it to survive, but still no Unthaw. That's really nice. And he does have Ice Beam on his Milotic, so I don't want to go into Executor here. That freeze is really unfortunate, because that would have been a +3 and then an Earthquake. So that's not so good. It's going to be Incineroar as his last one. So if I had my Splash, I just sweep. That's really unfortunate. He can fake out Gyarados, but there's no real reason to here. I wonder if he's got Malicious Moonsault on his Incineroar. His Milotic should outspeed my Lele, and I don't know if I should outspeed his Incineroar or not. It depends how invested he is. But I think it should be fairly safe. He's going to ignore the Gyarados. So I'm just going to protect. And again, third time's the charm, Z-Splash. Ideally, he scolds my Gyarados fishing for the burn, doesn't get it, and unballs me. But, yeah, I'm scouting for the Malicious Moonsault here. Because he should be attacking into the Lele anyway. Okay. Got my hopes up for a second there. Oh, here's the Malicious Moonsault. Wait, is that... That's not... No, that's Inferno Overdrive. Okay, so the Protect was nice on my part. So I did scout the Z move correctly. And he's got the Fire one instead of the Dark one, which... Like, I think they're as powerful as each other, but... Fire's obviously better coverage, so... that was nice. But, whoa, okay. Just crouch down. That's an interesting way of creating a Fireball, but there we go. Shouldn't take that much damage. Yeah, that was nothing. So that's really nice. Yes, I got the Thor! And now I'm going to sweep. That's good, that's good. I can't protect an Earthquake anymore, but I can very easily just Waterfall straight into the Incineroar. And again, I don't know the speeds, so he should probably be able to get a Flare Blitz off. But... is it better to switch into Executor and Earthquake? Because he won't be Ice Beaming, he'll be Scalding. He'll be Scalding my Gyarados now, fishing for the burn. I didn't see the item on Milotic, did I? I haven't frisked the Milotic, I don't think. Because I can't recall what its item is. Oh, no, I did. Didn't I? It was Mago Berry. Okay. Because I know all the items now. Yeah, I'm going to switch into Executor. And I'm going to Earthquake. That should be fine. +3? Does that knock out Milotic? I don't know, he'll be close. It knocks out Incineroar for sure, but we'll see. Please do not Scald Burn me. If he doesn't Scald Burn me, I think I win this turn. Yeah, it was the Mago Berry, I did remember. So please do not Scald Burn me. That's into Executor, so that's nice. And it's just Flare Blitz. That's fine. Executor could potentially take this, but I don't know why he's ignoring the... No, I can't take this. But I don't know why he's ignoring the +3 Gyarados that's just about to KO probably both his Pokemon. So, there we go. If that knocks out my Milotic, I win. It might be close. It was close. So, now he can get the Zing Zap onto me. He can't fake me out, though. I should just be able to protect and Psychic into the Togedemaru, because that's the only thing that can knock out my Gyarados now, and it can knock out my Gyarados. Even if he Spiky Shield this turn, I should still be fine, because because if he attacks, then Togedemaru gets knocked out, because I'm going to protect and Psychic this turn. So, let's say he Spiky Shields, because that's the worst case. He could fake out Gyarados, but then who cares? Because Milotic can't knock out Tapu Lele even with 2 crit Scalds, I wouldn't have thought. So, Protect and Psychic, even if he Spiky Shields, then the next turn I will lose Gyarados, most likely, but then the Psychic will still go into the Togedemaru, and then I'll be able to Calm Mind and Psychic the Milotic next turn. So this should be fine still. Unless he goes for a double Spiky Shield. That's my plan now anyway. Yeah, so there's the first Spiky Shield, so he scouted out my Protect and Gyarados nicely. So it's just going to be Scald, most likely into the Tapu Lele. So he called that turtle correctly. Okay, so a crit would knock me out, but he'll activate my Guava Berry. So, now Psychic into the Togedemaru. I do want to try for a double protect. But is that worth it? Because if he reads that and goes to Zing Zap into Tapu Lele, then that still should be fine, because that won't knock me out. It will activate my Berry and I'll survive the Scald. And then my Gyarados is still on the field against the Milotic, so I should still try for the double protect. I don't get it. Did he read that? That looks like it's into Gyarados, that's fair. Psychic should knock out the Togedemaru. And then, as long as he doesn't crit me, that's fine. That activates my Berry. He gets the burn. I am knocking out Togedemaru here. Now, does he go for Recover with his Milotic? How much does my Psychic do? I need to make use of my Psychic Terrain. Is my Psychic Terrain going out this turn? No. How many turns is left? There we go. Okay, 1 turn. So, does he protect to stall out my Psychic Terrain? I think Calm Mind is the best play here. Because his options should be Scald. That will probably turn into a 2-shot. If he Scalds, then I knock him out next turn. Well, actually, no, it would be as equal as the Psychic would have been. But then the Calm Mind gives me insurance against the Scald. He could recover, but then 2 Psychics should still knock him out. I'm going to Calm Mind. Because he should protect to stall out the last turn of Psychic Terrain. There we go, there we go. Nice. So now, this Psychic would be as strong as it would be if it was still in the Psychic Terrain. Actually, no, why am I Psychicing? I'm Moonblast. Oh, actually, no. Oh, that's a little bit of a toss-up, actually, because it might not be strong enough. And if it's not strong enough and I get the special attack drop, he might be strong enough. But I'm going to have confidence in my Lele, because this is effectively now a Choice Specs Moonblast onto my Milotic. So I'm going to have confidence that Moonblast is going to KO the Milotic, and if it doesn't, then it's not going to get the special attack drop. So, okay, with the burn, so I did need to Moonblast, okay. We'll see. Well, that went horribly wrong. Very, very close. So, apparently having my bulk on my Lele has come back to haunt me because I didn't have much special attack investment, but that was close. I'm sure there's some rolls in there somewhere. That was really, really close. The freeze certainly didn't help. I would have been able to get a lot more attacks off otherwise, but he correctly called my protect on the Gyarados, so fair play to him, but that's close. That's got to be like 1 HP. That's so close. But, yeah, no, I had it in my mind for some reason that Lele would outspeed Milotic when I knew it wouldn't. So, Scald, is it going to be a roll? No, it's not because he got the special attack boost, so I didn't see how much it did before because I'm gonna look back and see how much it did before and see if the special attack drop mattered, but that was unfortunate. So not much I could have done there. I guess I could have called the Spiky Shield, but I did call the Spiky Shield, but in my mind I still had the thought process that would win me the game, but apparently I was 1 or 2 HP off from that round of logic. But there we go. Very close game to round off this episode. Thanks for watching.